Here's a fun fact from the movie Black Hawk Down. In this really powerful, really gripping scene, when Dan Bush crawls out of the rubble of the first crash helicopter where Cliff Wolcott's bird went down. You see him single-handedly holding off the entire city until the search and rescue force can get there, until the rest of the assault force that's on the ground can move by foot there. And this scene depicts Dan's courage very well. Single-handedly, he crawled out of the rubble. Single-handedly, he sat there and he fought until he was taking rounds in multiple gunshot wounds on his body. And he was still alive when that first little bird landed at the intersection, went to the crash site, picked him up, did one of the most courageous things I've ever seen a little bird pilot do in my life, picked him up and threw him across his lap and flew Dan out of the crash site and back to our surgeons. Unfortunately, Dan was wounded so severely from gunshot wounds that he didn't survive that night, and he passed away that night. This movie tries to show you, I don't think any movie could really show you just how courageous guys like Dan Bush were. And I, to this day, have the greatest respect. I look up to warriors like Dan Bush, a guy that I had the privilege of serving with in the invasion of Panama, coming back to the United States from Panama with, and being over in Somalia with him. I think this scene gives Dan Bush the honor that he deserves. And what a privilege to be able to live in a country and fight alongside men like Dan Bush. These are just my thoughts, a short fun fact for you from the movie Black Hawk Down.